All right. Welcome. We are waiting for other people to join. How are you doing? How was your day? How was your day today? Let me know in the comment section. Oh my god, I'm feeling so cold. Welcome, peculiar. We are waiting for your other team members to join and also the speaker. So let's wait. By night 10, if the speaker is here, we're going to kickstart. How are you doing? How was your day? Hope it was not too stressful. Let me know. Type it in the comment section. Let me know how was your day. Hope it was not too stressful. Stressful. Yeah, sorry. Sorry that your day was stressful. Now, finally, our speaker is here. Our Agba programmer. Good evening. How are you doing
Good
today? How
evening.
was your day?
First of all, I'd like to apologize for joining late. Can you hear me?
It's late. Yes, I can hear you actually. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I said good evening. I would like to apologize for joining
Good
late.
evening. Good evening. It's
So
nice
I
to have
think
you here. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you so much for also accepting to be our speaker.
it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you for the invite.
All right, all right. So, we are waiting for. I don't think we should be waiting, but can you let me reach out to Tima. So,
Can I like what?
all right. So while we wait for them to start, I think to come join, I think it's better we actually start because
Okay.
it's already 9:11. Yes, I think it's better we start. So welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome Peculiar. Welcome Suma. Um, welcome everyone that is currently on this live stream on this live. Um, and here is our speaker. Okay, Oyinlole Fatu, Oloye Fatu. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. All right, so our speaker here, his name is Welcome
Okay.
Relations Greats. Welcome. His name is Ose. That's the only one I know. The full name I don't know. So he's going to is a software engineer with years of experience. Okay, so that is why he's here to take this session. All right, so he's going to introduce his name, himself, give us his full name. He's going to introduce himself, give us his full name and details we need to know, and then take us on an interesting journey tonight. Okay, welcome, Ose. Please kindly take the boat.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Oseahumen Agboifoh John. Like used by Surprise. I'm a full stack developer, full stack software engineer. I started my coding journey in 2019 during the time of coronavirus when we were all forced to stay inside. So my mentor then was Mr. Anthony Makinde Olatunji. I like to mention him anytime I'm asked to talk about programming because he was the one who introduced me to programming. So initially, my first tech part was hacking. I wanted to be a hacker. So I went to Mr. Tunji. I said, Mr. Tunji, please, can you teach me how to hack? Then he was like, why do you want to hack? I said, that's the sure way. Oh. If we can just hack into their system. He laughed and he said, you know what? I'll teach you how to program. And then 5 years after, 6 years after, yeah, I am a full stack developer. Proud one for that. So today is I'm not going to be teaching you how to be a programmer in 1 hour. What I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be helping you understand what programming is and then how you can start learning how to be a programmer. Because teaching you how to be a programmer in 1 hour will be virtually, literally impossible. So, what is programming? Programming is simply telling the computer what to do. It involves telling the computer step by step how to solve a problem. Take, for example, when we were younger, programming is in our everyday lives. When your mom was helping you wear your shirt, she'll tell you, okay, bring your left hand, choke it inside this hole, bring your right hand, choke inside this hole. Those are step by step instructions on how to solve a problem. And that problem was wearing your shirt. So that's what programming is. Our everyday life involves programming, step by step approach to solving problems. So programming is simply telling the computer what to do, a step by step approach to solve a problem. Every single day, we things that are programmed, your WhatsApp, remote control, your washing machine, all these are working on programming and they function well because someone wrote these instructions for the computers to follow. So I'll be clear and I'll be very clear about what programming is not. Programming is not magic. Programming is not abracadabra. Programming is not what will I call it in English now? Programming is not you don't need to be a genius to be a programmer. You don't need to be a genius to programming. You don't it's not what you see on the movies where gurus and nerds are typing very fast on their computers and you are seeing numbers, green numbers floating on the screen. No, that's not programming. Programming is a broad process, but it all boils down to problem solving. That's what programming is. It boils down to problem solving. So the truth about computers of nowadays, I believe most of us on the live chat, we are familiar with computers. Computers are extremely powerful tools in the hands of the right person. In the hands of the right person, they are extremely powerful tools, but at the same time, they can be very stupid. That's just the truth about computers. They are very, very stupid. If you don't tell a computer to do this, it won't do it. If you don't turn on your PC, it won't turn on. If you don't click send on your WhatsApp message, it won't send. So computers, why they are very powerful, they don't guess, they don't assume, they just do exactly what you tell them to do. And that is programming. You telling the computer what to do. Over the course of this lecture or class, you'll be hearing me repeating in relation to instructions because of that is in fact what programming is, instructing your PC. So I'll break down programming into four simple ideas, which is instruction, data, logic, and automation. Instruction. Programming is writing instructions, do this, do that, stop. Think about your everyday life, how you use your phone, how you brush your teeth. There are step by steps procedures you take from start to finish to ensure that, oh, you are successful at this. Those are instructions. Then logic, the logic you apply, decision making. I'll give you an example. Let's go to an ATM machine. So how an ATM machine works is when you insert your card, it checks if your card is okay. If your card is okay, it proceeds, asks you to enter your PIN. You enter your PIN. If your PIN is correct, it asks you for the amount you want to withdraw. You input the amount you want to withdraw. If the amount you want to withdraw is greater than or equals to the amount in your the amount you have in your account balance, then you have a successful withdrawal. If not, it shows an error telling you insufficient funds. Now, if you had listened carefully to the step-by-step procedure I followed, you would have been hearing a lot of if, if. That's a very core concept in programming. It is not, I was not repeating myself. Is one of the core concepts of programming. We call them conditional statements. If this, do that. If that, do this. If it does not work like this, go this way. This is how computers are being told to work. Because of when it comes down to it, computers only understand one single language, which is ones and zero. That's the only thing they understand. So you are just telling the computer, if it is one, go here. If it is zero, go this other direction. So we're using their bilingualness, that's the only two languages they understand, one and zero, to control them. That's the logic part of programming. Then data. Data is information, basically names, numbers, dates, messages, pictures, anything. You want to create an account, they're always asking you to input your name, um, asking you to input your email address, collecting data from you. That's another aspect of programming, a part of programming. Collecting data to make sure that we do something useful with that information. Then the third part is automation. Automation is now bringing these three parts, the instructions, the logic, and the data into one to be able to perform tasks again and again and again and again without having to manually do them. Repetition. So now, take for example a washing machine. If you have a batch of clothes to wash, let me say about 15 clothes to wash, and you calculate, oh, the time I used to wash these clothes and the time it will take me to build a washing machine. Yeah, I said build a washing machine from scratch till finish. It's going to take you more time to build that machine than to wash that single batch of clothes. But then once the washing machine is done, you will see that you can now use that one singular machine to wash over 100 batches of clothes. It's the same thing when it comes to programming. The time it might take you to write an automated task for a computer might be more than the time it will take you to just actually complete that task yourself in a single run. But then once you've written the automation, you see that you save a lot of time on the long run. For example, you want to send a email to someone. You open your Gmail account, you enter the person email, you compose the mail, you send it, it assumes a birthday message. Then imagine you now have 10,000 customers that are having birthday on a single day. Now you have to send 10,000 mails to each of them by yourself. Now the time
Can you guys hear me, or is it from my end? Okay.
written
All
down.
right. Okay. Yeah, you are back.
Okay. So I was saying that the time it's going to take you to send that one mail to that person is not going to be the same time it's going to take to send to 10,000 people. But then imagine you could write a task that would help you to send that mail to those 10,000 people automatically on their birthdays at once. That's what programming is, automation. Is there any question so far? Is there any question so far? Does anybody have any question in the comments?
Okay, thank you so much for today. Thank you so much for what you've taught us. So now we have programming is about instructions. That's what I said. Programming is logic. Then programming is automation. That's instructions plus logic. That was what I jotted. Am I right?
Yeah, you're very correct.
All right, all right. So thank you so
Okay.
much. Look, I say, yeah, thank you so much. I really, really
I'm
appreciate.
not done. I'm
Okay,
not
you're
done
not done. You're
actually.
not done.
Yes, I was just asking if there was any questions. Yes, I'm not
Oh,
done.
oh, no, no, no.
Okay. So going further, I want to give a simple analogy for I don't know, this should be more close to home for the ladies. But think of cooking. Your ingredients when you want to cook are your data. Those are your data, your rice, pepper, tomatoes, those are your data. Then the steps you apply to make the food. Those are like the instructions in the programming. Then the food at the end is the results. That's the result. So if you miss a single step, you don't do it very well, your food comes out wrong. It's the same thing in programming. But then we call that bugs. If you miss an instruction, the program it breaks. So the next section I'll talk about is how software is actually built. When we say how software is actually made, most people think that software just begins with opening up your laptop, starting VS Code, and then writing codes. But that's not how software is actually built. Software starts with a problem. Imagine WhatsApp. WhatsApp was built to solve a problem. Um, Jumia was built to solve a problem. Glovo was built to solve a problem. Means is that someone woke up and thought, oh, I don't want to go to the store. I don't want to go to the market to go and start looking for things to buy. If I can just sit down at home and pick these things and someone should bring it for me, that would be more convenient for me. And then they were like, how can we visualize this? How can we make this a reality? Now that's the problem. They're thinking of a solution now. And like, okay, let's build the app that can do this for us. Then this is where developers come in. Developers come in like in the third stage when it's time for them to start developing the solution. So the actual programming starts from the problem itself. The code, when the code start writing, is a solution to the problem. Now developers write the instructions, that's where the actual programming happen. They text this, they fix the bugs, they fix bugs on the app, make sure it's working as the client wants it to work, make sure that the idea that is in the client's head is brought to reality. And I think that's one of the things I love about programming. The fact that what you think, you can visualize it and make it a reality. You can make it work. I think that's one of the beauty of programming for me. And they put it online so people can use it. When people start using the app, then gradually they improve the app based on user feedback and user experience. And they look, oh, how can this app become better? So programming is all about critical thinking too. Critical thinking of how we can make things better, how we can improve on things. So programming is not just sitting down, typing all day, no. Programming also involves you thinking. I always say that one of the reasons I encourage everyone to at least try to code is because of the way it makes you think. It makes you think creatively. In programming, you have about 100 ways to solve a particular problem. Now, when you are someone who is equipped with the arsenal of over 100 ways to solve a particular problem, there's no issue or problem that might arise in your day-to-day life that you won't be able to solve quickly because you are a critical problem solver. You are a critical problem solver. So programming helps you think fast, thinks different ways, plan A, plan B, plan C, contingency plans on how to solve problems. So next is who builds a software. When you say programmer, you're not thinking about one person. Programming is divided into different specialties. For the purpose of this class, I would keep it to just six or five that I can remember off the top of my head. We have the front-end developers, the back-end developers, the mobile developers, the data engineers, AI analytics, and then I think we have the DevOps. The front-end developers are the ones that build what you see, the buttons you interact with, the things you click, the icons you see. Those are the front-end developers. The back-end developers are the ones that work on the logic, your security, database, how your WhatsApp can remember what your name is, remember your messages, how your Facebook remember your name, your password. Those are the back-end engineer. They are the ones that basically do the things that you don't see. Then the mobile developers basically they build the app versions of the website for the Android and the iOS devices. Then the data engineers and the AI analytics. I think what they do is I say I think because of I don't really know much about what they do, the data analyst and the AI engineer. I'm to that field. But from what I've seen, from the little I've the little experience I've had with them, what they do is they analyze data that come in, data that the app brings. They analyze data, then look on this data and look how can we improve this app. So I think that's what the data analytics do. Why the DevOps engineers, because I also do DevOps too on the side as a hobby. What they do is they make sure everything runs smoothly. Take for example, I don't know when I would like to give an example. I don't know how many people can relate, but while I was registering for my NYC, almost all the portal was down. I think this is due to bad DevOps. If you take a site like Jumia, Facebook, Twitter that runs on millions of users every day, it does not crash. This is because of they have very good DevOps engineers that make sure that the system online is always running. It can handle large loads, that everything. But when you have bad DevOps engineers, your site will start crashing, start lagging. When there's 1,000 users, this one cannot log in, that one cannot order, the site becomes slow. That's why each part of the programming is very, very important. Now that I've mentioned this part, most of you will be thinking, oh, do I need to learn everything to be a programmer? No, you don't need to learn everything. Nowadays, what most people do is they specialize. You don't need to master front end, back end, DevOps, AI. No, you don't need to do that. Pick one and be good at it, because each of these areas, they are like over 100 tools that you use for each of them, over 100 tools, and each day they are bringing in new programming language. So if you want to waste your time going through, oh, I want to be everything, you can actually, but then it's not worth it. I will not say it's not worth it, but you don't need to. You just need to pick one or two that you specialize in. I myself, I just picked front end, back end, and mobile. And this is not as if I decided that, oh, I wanted to go into it. It's just something that happened by chance, by the grace of God, I would say. So you don't need to master everything. You need to specialize, focus on one, and then once you are good, you can extend your arm to the other one and reach out. So as a beginner or someone that is just entering into programming, you don't need to overload your brain. You just need to pick one and focus on it. Okay, so I'm supposed to give a live demo, but I can't really do that now because I'm not on my system. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to explain the TV basics of the TV fundamentals, or what I think is the fundamentals of web programming, and what I feel every programmer should know, as it is the foundation of programming, or it was my foundation to programming. There are three, I won't say languages, but let me just say there are three programming languages: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now, mind you, HTML and CSS are not programming languages. They are just syntax, I would say, markup languages that tell the browser how a web app or how a mobile app should look like. The actual programming language here is JavaScript. So, what is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is the structure of the web, how the web look like, the tables, the buttons, the forms. That's HTML. Then CSS, cascading style sheet. It's style, design, beauty. Oh, this button is beautiful. It has two different colors. That's CSS. Then what is JavaScript? JavaScript is basically behavior written live into the website. You click a button, it works. Um, you click on a menu, it shows you that's JavaScript written live into the website. Think of, let me use the I like this house example very well, because I think it actually explains HTML, CSS, and JavaScript very well. Now imagine you're building a house, you built your house, you've set up the walls, the doors, but you've not actually fixed doors, you've not actually fixed pipe, you've not actually fixed the lights and everything. You just have the structure of your house, the block has been fixed, the cement has been laid. That's HTML. You call that one uncompleted building because it's just there. Now that's actually a house that has been completed. It's looking fine. It's not looking fine rather. So to you it's uncompleted, but it has actually been completed. Then when you add the doors, you add the chandeliers, the lights, the taps, the beautiful zinc, the kitchen cabinets, everything. Now that's CSS, the design. The house is now looking beautiful. But then you turn on the light switch, light does not come on. You open a tap, water does not rush. That's because of JavaScript has not been implemented. breathing life into the building. JavaScript is what makes it that when you on your light, the when you turn on the switch, the light comes up. When you on the tap, there's water rushing. That's JavaScript. So JavaScript is life into the what do they call it? Into the house, into the building. So I'll say HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Why I said that every programming or every person
I guess it's logging again. Okay, it's joining
okay,
us back.
sorry about that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you
me?
now.
Okay. So everybody has programming has to first of all learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's because of most frameworks. Frameworks are like combined programming language that makes it easier for developers. Hopefully, those that would want to advance would get there and understand and learn what I'm talking about later when they sit in the front. CSS and JavaScript, then probably the other programming language that would cover the back end. So, what is a framework? I would say a framework is front end, back end, and front end and back end languages combined into one language. Because let me give you an insight. When you want to build a website, you build the front end, you use HTML, CSS. Then you build the back end, you use PHP or Python or Java. So what a framework does is it takes this HTML, CSS, and maybe Java, PHP, or Python and combines them into one language. So you don't have to learn three different languages, only one. So most of these frameworks are built on the foundation of HTML and CSS along with JavaScript. That's why once you've learned them and once you've learned the foundation of these programming languages, the rest becomes easier for you. So I want to know, so is there any questions in the comments section? If you have any questions, you can drop them. I'd be happy to answer.
All right. So we have two questions in the comment section, and I also have two questions I want to personally ask you. So, but let's answer the one in the comment section so that by the time we are answering mine, other people can also ask their own in the comment section. All right.
Okay.
So the first one is what app or software, sorry, can we use to start programming? That's the first question. What apps or software can we? Okay, I think you wrote. Okay, can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
I did not hear the question. Can you come again?
All right. So I said, the first question by Illusion Grid is what app or software can we use to start programming?
I don't know why it's breaking when you ask the question. Can you
All
come
right.
again,
So
please?
I'm going to come again. I'm going to come again. What app or software can we use to start programming? That's the
Okay.
first question.
Okay. Okay. So, what app or software can you use to start programming? There are a series of app there online that but the one I would advise a beginner to go with is that's a very beginner friendly. Sorry. So I said VS Code. We have VS Code, we have Sublime, we have Atom. You can even use your notepad on your system to start programming.
Hello, can you hear
So
me?
as I was saying, but what I know is that you need to have a system. System is very important if you want your programming journey to be easier. So you need to have a system. But then for the apps, VS Code, Sublime, Art, check out any one of these. They are very good integrated development environment that you can use to start learning programming. But then there are other things around it that surround it. You don't just download the app and then just start typing. There are other things that you need to learn, some foundational things you need to know, basic things you need to know before you get the app and start using it.
All right. So thank you so much. So the second question is there an app or software you built that we can check out?
Okay, yes, I've built quite a few. I've built quite a few software that you can check out. I built Fundam.ng. It's still in the works. It's a gaming platform where you use airtime to play games. You can check that games.easplay.com. That's games.easplay.com. That's one I've built. Then I've also built Newcomers Union. I think that was one of my first projects I built with a friend, Samuel, TK Samuel. I was asking him if he could join me on this call, but he's a very busy person. So that's another one I've built. Then I've also built let me see, I've built Rakubai, I've built I think I've built Vital Aid. I've built Vital Aid. Then I built Centrum, then FGMB. Although for FGMB, I was not the person that started building it. Currently, my company and I are the one managing the website now. I think FGMB is a mortgage company here in Abuja. Also, we've also built ASO. I think 100 bricks. Yes, 100 bricks is a platform where you can buy houses. 100bricks.ng. Those are some of the projects I have done using different languages.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. So if you have any other question, please go ahead and drop it in the comment section. This is the best time for me
Okay.
to ask. Any question you have, no question is stupid. So make sure you
Okay.
ask your
So
question. Ask him now.
yeah.
Oh. Ask him now.
So
Okay, so
let me
one
just
of the
quickly
questions, I have two questions for you, by the way.
oh, okay. All
So
right.
the first question is, for example, I'm just starting as a software, as a programmer, you know, yes.
Yes.
And I need one thing I need to do is to build my portfolio because of course they will ask you, okay, you need to have this project, you know, you need to have 2 to 3 years experience, and all those things. So how do I build my portfolio as a beginner programmer?
So I
What's the
think
best way you think I can build?
so that's one of the beauty about programming. In programming, when you are asked to have 3 years experience, they don't mean you should have been working for a company for 3 years. That's not what they mean. Um, what they mean is this particular language or this particular job post you're applying for should have 2 years of experience on it. From the time you start learning programming till the day you start applying for jobs, those count as experience too. So, but for your portfolio, you have to have projects that you've built by yourself.
But how do I
So I
get
would
that
say
project
for
if I'm not getting clients or something? Yet, if I'm yet to get clients, because of course they're asking me for portfolio.
okay, can you come again? You said how would you get the project if you're
How
not
do I even
getting
get those jobs, right? The ones I would do to add on my portfolio since I'm just a beginner.
if you are a beginner, you should not be focused on jobs. I'll be plain with you. A beginner in programming should not focus on jobs so that you will not go and sully your name or spoil a reputation that you've not yet built. As a beginner in programming, what you should do is focus on upscaling yourself, learning, and then as you learn, you build things. Each learning, the thing about programming is that when you learn, you are required to build something to prove that you've learnt. Now these projects that you build at the end of each learning phase is what you will take and then add to your portfolio. Take for example, you are starting, you've learnt a CSS. The first thing you are likely asked to build is a form. You can take that form, a beautiful form that you built, and add it to your portfolio. You can be also asked to build a to-do app, weather apps. You check online, you would see different mini tasks that you can do. You build these things, you make them different.
He has rugs. Let's wait for him to join. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so this way you are learning and you are building, and then you are having projects to build on your portfolio. But I'll be straight with you. If you come into the programming space, jobs should not be the first thing in your mind. Jobs should be like the last thing on your mind, because if you get a job that you cannot do it. That's what the truth about programming. If you can't do it, you can't do it. No amount of crash course would help you. No amount of AI would help you. If you can't do it, you can't do it. That's the truth about programming. So you need to have built yourself to a particular point whereby you can apply for a job confidently, know that yes, I can take on this task and I can complete it and I can see it through. So that's the thing about programming. Programming is very delicate and unique. I'll put it like that when it comes to jobs. So you don't just apply for jobs when you start learning. You have to have 6 months, 1 year experience, and you have built some life projects, personal projects that work well, tested, then you can now go out and say, yes, I want to start applying for jobs. Then you yourself will have the confidence that yes, you want to apply for jobs. And again, in programming, you might need um previous projects. You might not need to show someone that I've done previous projects to get a job. You might not need to show them a portfolio to get a job when it comes to programming. The way you speak about what you've done, the way you speak about your learning experience can just be the key to getting jobs. I've gotten jobs without a CV. I've gotten jobs just by sending code mail and talking about this. And then I was like, oh, can you do it? I'm like, yes, I can do it. And then I got the job. So it's not, when it comes to programming, your CV is going to help you definitely, but it all boils down to what you can do, what you've learned as an individual.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So I'm going to ask the last question. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. We have only 5 minutes to end this call, so make sure you drop it in the comment section. The last question I have is, how do okay, oh, okay. I think you already answered it. You spoke about how to build a portfolio and how to get jobs. The question was, how do I get jobs as a beginner?
Okay.
You can still throw more light on that. How do I get jobs as a beginner?
So, as a beginner, if you want to get jobs, I think the best way for you to get jobs will be through networking. Be through networking, mentoring, looking for mentors that will give you a piece of their cake. Yes, so that would be one of the best ways as a beginner. You look for mentors that while they are teaching you, they'll say, oh, okay, I'm on this project, you handle this part of it, you handle this part of it. Oh, I partnered with so and so on this particular project. So those are one of the ways you can get job as a beginner. You network, you make partnership, you tell someone, oh, please put me through. And why would the person need? Because of programmers are always overwhelmed. That's what we are always overwhelmed because of there are too many things that we have to think about. So definitely, if someone to release some of the load on, they will definitely want to. And then even if it's not what even if it's for like little things, stipends, at least you know that, oh, you are gaining the experience and then you're also gaining connection. Next time when the person has a job that oh he feels this person can handle it, it would push it to your side and focus on the more bigger ones that they want to handle. So are you there? Can you hear me?
I hear you. Was I muted?
I think you were.
Oh, sorry. So I was trying to send message to the group. Okay, so we have some people on the call. So if you have any question, type the question. If you don't have any question, say I don't have any question. 2 minutes more till the end of this call. Thank you so much, Ose. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you for honoring our invite, and thank you for pouring out of your knowledge. You know, being a programmer is not easy. From my own perspective, I've always seen programmers as people that has to be very, very good with maths. And for someone that is bad in maths and physics, I was like, more like, I've actually not even tried to, look into programming. And then I saw people in the group saying, "Oh, I code." I saw codes flying everywhere. I say, "Ha!" It's like these people are intelligent too. They know what they are doing because me, I don't know.
No,
But that's
it's not
that's
like
good.
that.
That's good
It's
to
not
know
like
that
that.
there is someone out there that programming feels like a second or first language to them, apart from their own, primary language, and that's really really amazing. Thank you so much, Ose, for having us
Thank
tonight.
you very much for the
Yeah.
invite.
So and yeah, I think there is no more question. In the absence of question, I think it's time for us to call it a night. And if there's any other question, I would make sure to forward it to you in your DM. Thank you so much and have a good night rest.
Yes, thank you very much. Good night.